In the last 30 minutes, we did learn from NBC News. They cited sources telling them that the two flight black boxes from the American Airlines plane have now been recovered. And those, of course, will hold valuable information about what happened in the minutes before the crash. Gordon Severson talked with a former NTSB crash investigator and continues our team coverage.
These kinds of events are rare.
Former NTSB air safety investigator Gregory Feith has investigated many crashes and close calls in his 20-plus year career. He says the first step is preserving the wreckage.
Basically lay it out in a hangar to try and establish collision angles. And then from those collision angles, we'll look at whether or not one or both flight crews would have been able to see each other.
Feith says several factors could have obstructed the pilot's view: blind spots, darkness, and possibly night vision goggles worn by the military pilots, according to initial reports.
The night vision goggles restricts a pilot's visibility. You don't have the same field of view. Now you're flying over an urban area where there are a lot of bright lights. That causes what's known as blossoming, where the lights are magnified and literally can blind a pilot.
NTSB investigators will also interview air traffic controllers and listen to audio recordings to determine if pilots received the proper warning. Feith says a unique factor happening right now is the ongoing shortage of controllers nationwide, according to the FAA.
One of the big concerns with the shortage of controllers is that you have controllers working not only more shifts, but longer days. Is there a fatigue factor? Is there a distraction and complacency factor? That all has to be examined.
Lastly, investigators will try to determine what the aviation industry can learn from this collision.
Was this an isolated event, or is there a systemic issue that would require a more drastic change?
He says another factor that is unique to this case is that military pilots and commercial pilots typically communicate on different frequencies. He says air traffic controllers can use both, but the pilots may have not been able to hear each other. So there are a lot of factors that investigators will need to consider in this case.
All right. Thank you, Gordon. And of course, details are still pouring in as crews investigate. Stay with KARE 11 as the story develops. We'll share those updates on air, online, and on our streaming app, KARE 11 Plus.